What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 2 of NHL 24 San Jose Sharks Franchise Mode Series. Thank you guys so much for the support on the first episode. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys can see there, we're currently 5-2 in the preseason. Logan Couture's got 5 goals in 7 games. Last year, we tried to tank, get that first overall pick, land Macklin Celebrini. Unfortunately, we ended up picking like 7th overall. Still got a good player, but no Celebrini. The Rangers there actually won the Stanley Cup. So I'll show you guys our team for this season. We have a ton of cap space. As you guys can see there, we have almost $20 million, which puts us like just above the cap floor minimum. Now, Zetterlund's already an 85. A lot of you are telling me he actually grows quite a bit. Maybe I'll give him an extension right now while he's getting the top 6 minutes. 3 years there, 4.8. Is he going to be part of our long-term, future with this team? I mean, a long-term deal doesn't get much more expensive, so could offer 7 years, $5 million. I think that's pretty fair. See what he says. Also, too, Eklund, you guys can see there, low franchise. Tarasenko, I plan on trading at the deadline if we're not contending, which we really shouldn't be. Muka Moldin, I cannot extend yet. Nico Sturm, I could. $2.5 million though for 4th line center. Seems expensive. Robbins, honestly, probably going to get replaced by next season. Goalie-wise, Blackwood I'd like to keep just because of his real-life performance, basically carrying the Sharks. I'd pay him till he's like $34 million though. Okay, let's do 2 years, and we'll offer $275 until he's like just under 30, maybe 30, depending when his birthday is. So I think those extensions are good. Now, next year, guys, I'll show you the team. As I mentioned, we should not be a great team, but honestly, looking at the roster, I feel like this is the kind of team that'll surprise you and just somehow have a good sim and make the playoffs. So first line there, you got William Eklund playing Logan Couture, Thomas Hertl. The thing behind this is Eklund's got low franchise, play on the first line. If he does produce there, like with the low franchise potential, there's a chance this guy can end up being 90 plus. And then Couture and Hertl, obviously the 2 veterans on this team, both making $8 million. Hertl actually just over. 6 years left for him, 3 years for Couture. If they produce, keep their rating, there's a better chance of actually being able to trade them away. I feel like for right now, their salaries don't hurt us at all, but in 3 years' time when we're actually competing, they will. After that, in the second line, you got Tarasenko, Will Smith now in the NHL making his debut, and Zetterlund. Third line, there's LeBanc, Bordelot, and Palat. 4th line, Smith, Sturm, and Robbins. In terms of the defense, we got Ferraro and Addison on the top pair. Then on the second pairing here, guys, we got Mukamadalin. Hopefully I said his name right this time. Playing with Kalen in there, who's a guy we actually just drafted 7th overall. 2-way defenseman, medium potential. Only a 79, but I think he'll end up being a stud for us back there. Bottom pairing, Vlasic, Nikishin. Vlasic here's got 2 years left at $7 million. He'll probably retire soon. Honestly, not worth trying to trade. Nikishin, we actually made a really good trade for with the Hurricanes. I think he'll end up being a top 4 defenseman for us with that high top 4 D potential. In terms of the goaltending, Blackwood still starting, of course. McAnemy now backing him up. You look at power play 1, like it's actually not that bad, especially with Addison now being 85. Like we found our true, number 1 offensive defenseman, at least for right now. I don't think, you're probably winning a Stanley Cup with him back there, but I think you are, competing. You look at the PK as well, like it's not that bad. So are we going to get last place, have the best odds of Michael Misa this season? I don't think so, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. We probably aren't going to be a playoff team either. It's one of those things where like you can't make your team too bad without actually trading away your young up-and-coming players like, your Eklund, Zetterlund, Smiths, etc. AHL team here, Yakubov playing first line. I thought that was just fun with Bystad and Weisblatt. You got Lynn, Peterson, Gushin, Maggio, Leeson, Ko, Kott, Lund, and Tuck. Defensively here, Thrun and Nemec on the top pair. I made a big trade for Simon Nemec. Didn't grow at all though, so I'm a little concerned by that, but still only 20. Immediately potential there. I feel like we got time. Benning, Ohotiuk on the second pair. Hopefully I said that right. Someone said I didn't, but I listened to a clip of him scoring. I swear the commentator said, Ohotiuk, as he put the puck in the net. Kinzov, Gawank on the bottom pair. Goaltending-wise, Romanov and Krona. I saw someone say, too, that Fowler here, who I signed as a free agent, was actually drafted by the Canadiens 3rd round this season. So I'm going to go and trade him to them for, swapping 7th 5 years from now. I didn't realize this. It doesn't show Montreal here as the team that drafted him, but that's okay. So I'm only going to do this time. I feel like, it's just so annoying trying to always do this. Basically stop the IGMs from like hurting themselves. Now, of course, Montreal has too many goalies. I guess we take back Dobes there. They say yes. All right. So, we did our good deed, I guess, for this franchise. Maybe that'll help us out in the future. We're trying to, do those playoff sims, win a cup. Now, I just realized, guys, unfortunately, I accidentally simmed today, so I'll show you the ratings here with the first game of the regular season against the LA Kings. Again, I don't think we're going to be that good, but honestly, it's so hard to say with a team like this. We got 88 offense, 84 defense, 82 goaltending. We'll get started here, and it should be pretty interesting. And there we go, guys. Mackenzie Blackwood said yes to the extension. Still waiting to hear back from Zetterlund, who said yes as well. So I think those are a couple, good contracts that should benefit us in the future. Check this out, guys. Morgan Geekie being put on waivers by the Boston Bruins. I think he's just an 80. Actually, he's a 79. Okay, so yeah, definitely not worth picking up at a $2 million salary cap. And so we're now in December here, guys. A record of 15-20-1, which I actually like to see. We're currently last place there in the Pacific. Now, the Blues are doing worse than us, same with the Coyotes. Okay, I think the Canadiens might be a point below us as well. And the Islanders, we're currently tied with the Penguins. So we're amongst, the bottom 5 or so teams in the league. Obviously, would like to, finish a bit below that. Tarasenko's our leading scorer, and he's the guy we're going to trade away. 24 points. Okay, I was hoping it would have been Eklund, but that's fine. AHL team, they're currently 8th place there in their division. 10-team division? I did not realize AHL's divisions were like so mixed up like that. 26 points though. I mean, we're not too far to a playoff spot. Wiseblatt being a point per game is good to see. All right, guys, we're now at the trade deadline here. The record of 27, 33, and 4. Still negative. 58 points there. The Kraken, wow, they're doing terrible. 49 points. The Blues are below us as well. Same with the Coyotes. Canadians and Senators, they're at 1 back. That's it though. So I think we're like the 5th or 6th worst team in the league, but it's close there with a few others. So if we trade away a couple guys here, maybe even 3 at the deadline, could potentially, I don't know, what's the opposite of leapfrog? Leapfrog backwards some of these teams in the race towards the bottom. Logan Couture there's got 55 points in 64 games. AHL-wise, Gushin, 43 and 52. Surprised to see him as the leading scorer. AHL team, though, still 8th place in the division. They do have a negative record, 21, 24, and 7. So I don't think either team is making the playoffs this year, but we can hopefully be active here and make some good moves for the future at this deadline. Definitely, we are a seller, so we'll see what's out there. Don't really plan on trading for any of the top 10 players unless they're very young. You got Gensler, who I guess signed a 1-year deal with the Coyotes. Buchnevich, Carlson, Letang, both on the block. Chikrin, Giroux, Schmaltz, Dvorak, Yanni Gord, Adam Larson. So, again, guys, looking for high-end prospects, early draft picks. We'll see what teams got on the block for us. Right here, guys, trying to make a small trade the LA Kings to get the other Jack Hughes. This is not the Jack Hughes we all know. This is the guy that was drafted by the LA Kings. I kind of feel bad for him, like his name. Everyone's going to forget about him. So I feel like it'd be kind of fun to actually draft him here. Maybe eventually makes the NHL. Krona, low-started goalie, nothing crazy. Plus a 4th-rounder this year. Trades rejected. They spent between the value just a touch. Honestly, we'll add a 7th next year probably, and that should go through. There we go. And now next year, guys, as I mentioned before, we're going to try and trade Tarasenko. I'm actually offering him to the Blackhawks here, who are just dominating right now. 38, 21, and 3. So Zetterberg's on the block there along with a bunch of other prospects. I think Connor Bedard just literally carrying this team. I would have liked to get Oliver Moore. Unfortunately, I think the value for him is a bit too high. High top 6 potential. Looking through all these guys here, Yakimchuk would be nice. Same with Luke Misa, especially if we do get lucky and draft Michael Misa. I feel like we can go trade for him, though, after the fact. If you guys are curious as well, Bedard's now at 94. Even Seth Jones there took a huge jump to a 90. Hall's an 88. So I think 1 for 1, they should say yes. I feel like 2. We've already got a lot of 2-way forwards. Zetterberg there's a playmaker. I think we could also probably add some snipers and power forwards here in the future. But for now, Zetterberg for Tarasenko. Just, make us better in the future. Let's see what they say. Trade accepted. All right, so I think that was a decent move for us. Also, guys, one thing I just noticed that's not a good sign for us. Logan Couture is actually down to an 85 overall now, which is honestly kind of surprising. He's got 55 points on the season in 64 games, so I'm not really sure why he's dropping in rating apart from his age, but if he's producing, I feel like that shouldn't be happening. And now, real quick here, guys, just like 10 minutes left in the deadline. I'm offering up Nico Sturm for Ty Voigt with the Leafs. Pretty equal value. They say no. Honestly, they didn't want Sturm. It was honestly hard just to find teams that could afford all these players. 2173, high top 6 Pearson. We're not going to bring back Sturm. Trades rejected. Okay, so unfortunately couldn't get anything for him. I was taking way too long to make the Tarasenko deal happen. So Ian Cole there to the Kings, Calvin DeHaan to the Oilers. Our trade, Savard there to the Islanders, Dylan Duke to the Devils. Let's see, Reed Schaefer to the Penguins, Travis Dermott there to the Blues. Our trade for the other Jack Hughes, Brady Tracy there to the Rangers. Gossesbury to the Panthers. Justin Poirier comes back. Liam Mogren to the Senators, pretty big prospect being moved. Christian Dvorak for Philip Hiddle, interesting. I don't think Rangers fans would like that one. Sonny Milano going to New Jersey. Brendan Dillon there to the Predators. And Matthew Wood going back to the Kings. A pretty good return, I would say, for LA. Kevin Shattenkirk now on waivers, $1.7 million for the next 2 years. He's a 79. Okay, definitely not worth picking up. Now to the trade deadline, guys. Just an updated look at the team. No changes to the first line. Second line is now LeBanc, Smith, and Zetterlund. Third's Palat, Bordelot, Wiseblatt getting called to the NHL. Normally let them stay in the AHL to help that team when they call the Cup, but we saw that they're probably not even making the playoffs. I think the fourth line's the same as the defense and the goaltending. Actually, I think I made one change on defense. Nikishin now in the second pair. Kalen in on the bottom just because Nikishin is an 81. Then you look at the AHL team. In terms of their defense, I actually totally forgot I had Matt Benning, so probably going to try and trade him at the draft. I was supposed to trade him at the deadline, but again, I honestly took way too long trying to trade Tarasenko. Just so many teams could not take on his full cap hit. Forward-wise here, looks all right. Brandon Coe here, I actually noticed, even though he's like a big power forward, has 89 passings. So just give him the buck there to Bystat Yakupov. Maybe that'll work. We'll see the next month and a half here and see where we end up. All right, guys, we're now at the end of the season here with a record of 34, 41, and 7. We're actually tied with the Kraken there, last place in the Pacific Division. Coyotes there and the Blues, both worse than us. The Blues only at 56 points, and I think those are actually the only two teams below us. So it looks like we have the tiebreaker on the Kraken, I guess, even though they actually have one more win than us. So probably the fourth best odds here at getting that first overall pick, which most likely will be Michael Misa unless there's some crazy computer-generated player. Neil Yakupov there led the HL team in scoring, 57 points, 69 games. I think that's pretty cool. NHL team Couture, 75-82. Hopefully does not continue to drop in rating. I just thought too, it'd be kind of fun if actually we give Yakupov the C on the AHL team, and maybe eventually he'll help them lift a Calder Cup. Now behind Couture, Will Smith, 60 points. He started at 81, he's down at 82. I think putting up 60, he'll definitely get an even bigger boost. Kellen Addison had 60. Hurdle was pretty close to 58. Zetterlund 54. We'll probably just keep 85. Eklund 49. I mean, I think he maybe could grow with that. It's hard to say. He was getting a ton of minutes. Honestly, probably could have produced more. LeBanc had 40. After that, really nothing too surprising. I'm not gonna lie, Bordelot here only having 14 points. Time on ice, 13 minutes of the third liner. I'd like him to produce more, so maybe we'll get him some more special team time. In terms of the goaltending, Blackwood there, 908-299. Playing on a really bad team. Like, that's not bad at all. McInerney's numbers were also pretty solid. AHL here, Romanov, our starter, below 900. You don't like to see that. And now turn the entire league, Trevor Zegras put up 115 points. I think he had like 2 points in 10 games this season before getting injured. In real life, of course, I'm talking about. Wow. He's got pretty much perfect hands there. That is crazy to see. If you guys forget, too, the simulated scoring is set to high along with shot frequency. People said they want me to try it out. As you can see, you get a lot more 100-plus point scores. But honestly, looking at the projections for this year, I think you will see about this many guys put up 100. McDavid normally would have a lot more this season. I'm sure the EA is going to argue that's why their sim's accurate or something. But normally that'd be a little bit low for Connor McDavid. Again, yeah, like look at all the guys putting up 100. Bedard, they're 100 right on. Let's check the goals here. And Dave Pastrnak, 62 goals. Going to take on the Maurice Richard. Defensive scoring here, Adam Fox at 97, followed by Carlson, McCarr, Darlene Hughes, Yossi. Basically the guys that are always at the top. Demko, most wins, 41. Save percentage here for a starter. Actually, Jeremy Swayman at 914, still with the Bruins. 67 games played. So I think they traded Allmark. Actually, I believe that happened last episode. I'm just forgetting what team he's on now. And in terms of the goals against, it's actually Logan Thompson there, the 281. I feel like Swayman, though, with the 37 wins, should get it. Rookie skaters, we had a few rookie skaters this season. And Michkov, though, has the most points with 80. Celebrini there, second, 78. Will Smith finished third, so it probably would have been like a nominee, but unfortunately not winning it. And I'll take a look at the entire league here, guys, just to see exactly where we did end up. So the Maple Leafs won the President's Trophy with 108 points. You go through. Chicago kind of gets screwed at 14, missing the playoffs. And last place is the St. Louis Blues. We did get fourth last. Again, let's see. Regulation overtime wins. We had a couple more there than the Kraken. So that kind of sucks. Just the way that breaks down. We get slightly worse odds. I mean, the Coyotes, though, had 10 less points. The St. Louis Blues, almost 20 less points. Those two definitely deserve to have the highest odds there, the first overall pick. And looking at goals for here, guys, we're actually the second worst team in the league. Only the St. Louis Blues are worse than us, so we definitely got to try and get some more scores. Again, as I mentioned, all of our top players, top prospects are like two-way forwards. I think that's kind of hurting us a bit in that regard. And then the goals against here, the St. Louis Blues were the worst. We're actually nowhere to be seen. So I think Mackenzie Blackwood, and apparently that pretty like average defense in front of him was not doing too bad. And look at this, guys. Playoffs are now complete. Stanley Cup champs are the Colorado Avalanche. Their second Stanley Cup in 4 years. If they can add another here in the next couple years, I would say that's a dynasty. Oh, wow. Okay. So unfortunately, we do not get the first two picks. Luckily, though, we don't drop down. So Seattle there jumps from 3 to 1. Arizona stays 2. St. Louis drops to 3. We keep 4. Not terrible. Again, could have been worse. Would have been really cool, though, if we could have jumped up to number 1. Next year, we'll take a look at the playoff tree as well. All the awards. So I think I saw the Devils is who the Avalanche beat. It was. Now in the first round, they beat the Oilers in 6. Stars in 5 in the second. Golden Knights in 7 before taking out the Devils. The team awards here, I think we know those. Individually here, Zegras Art Ross Trophy. I still can't believe that. McKinnon won the Hart. You got Fox there with another James Norris. 3 and 5 seasons. Zegras got the Lady Byng as well. Michkov Calder. Michkov Calder is very cool to see. Getting that the year after Bedard. I feel like, you know, they're the future Crosby and Ovi. McKinnon there, Conn Smythe. Swayman did get the Vezina. Logan Thompson, though, got the William Jennings. Siegenthaler, Bill Masterton. I'm actually surprised he won that. Usually, a player on a good team does not get this trophy in the game. Flames coach Jack Adams. When we eventually make the playoffs, we might win that. Sean Couturier there, Selke Trophy. Ranton and Ted Lindsay. And then Pastrnak with the Maurice Richard. Taking a look at the AHL awards next. The Hartford Wolfpack won the Calder Cup. Kovalenko, most points. Campbell, MVP. Olsen, most goals. Campbell, best rookie. Cale Fleury, best defenseman. Guzda there, best goalie. Berard, MVP of the playoffs. Kovalenko, sportsmanship. Shaika, community involvement. And then Guzda there, lowest goals against. So unfortunately, no AHL awards for us, which I kind of figured. Most of our good young players were actually already in the NHL. So AHL team isn't that great yet. Usually it does end up stacked though, you know, by the 3rd or 4th season. So I'll take a look here, guys, retired players, then we'll get to the draft. Brent Burns calls it quits, of course. Kind of a Sharks legend in my opinion. Zach Parise, Lucic, Shattenkirk, Cogliano. Take a look and see, did Edward Vlasic retire? I don't think so. He's definitely got more than 50 career points. Goalies here, Jonathan Quick finally calls it quits. So what that means is we got 1 more year still of Edward Vlasic, and I think 2 more years of Couture. The Hurdle contract, although it isn't great, isn't terrible. I wouldn't mind, you know, holding on to him and trying to maybe win a Stanley Cup with him still on the team. Now, at the draft here, guys, as we know, Kraken there picking 1st overall. Will it be Michael Misa? And it will be, yeah, highly potential there, guaranteed. Hagens also has high elite in this roster. I want to make a move now to number 2 to try and get him, because after that, you got a bunch of medium elites. Petrell there's actually a gem from Finland, 6'5" left winger. Similar style there to Lucic, so I assume, you can see he's got some X factors. I assume, yeah, he is a power forward. Jonathan Likens here, defenseman. Victor Hedman, similar style, NHL ready. Matthew Gleason here, playmaker. Patrick Kane, Benak there. Similar style to Backstrom, also NHL ready. He's only 5'8". Honestly, I might even drop back and get Adam Benak, just because he is like a playmaker there, something I kind of said we needed. Although Hagen's sniper is pretty cool. We did have him on the team for a bit in the Capitals franchise. Wouldn't mind switching it up. Take a look here, guys, at the gems. So Koivu, medium top 9. Then you got Petrell. Couple busts there. Interesting. Guaranteed potential. Looking for some steals. Gabriel Daigle, I know is medium goalie. He's going to go 41. Potentially we could grab him. And look at this. Roger McQueen, Malcolm Spence, 10-11, guaranteed medium leads. Roger McQueen's NHL ready. Malcolm Spence, NHL ready. I feel like the similar style never makes sense. Like, Spence here's a winger, similar style Joe Thornton. He is a playmaker, but I don't know. It seems like a stretch. Hensler there could be medium elite. Jordan Gavin I know is medium elite. So I kind of want to get, honestly, 2 top 10 picks if possible. One of the Grieva twins there as well. Obviously, if you guys watch the Capitals series, we know they locked the bottom 6 down for us for quite a bit. But honestly, looking like not too many steals this draft, unfortunately. As I say that, Cal McBain, going to go late 2nd, guaranteed medium top 6. That's not too bad. And guaranteed low top 6, you're going to go 127. That's also pretty solid. And actually, guys, I can't believe I almost mixed him, but William Eklund's brother, Victor Eklund, is in the top 10 of this draft. I feel like I have to take him as well. So for sure, we're taking him. And like I said, I'd like to get another top 10 pick, either land Benak, Gavin, McQueen, or Spence. One of those guys, I think, would be a huge addition. And you've also got Cale Dock here from the WHL, who surprisingly isn't related to Kirby Dock, I believe, which is kind of funny. So like I was saying before, guys, I don't think we have to pick 4th overall. So I'm going to try dropping back 2 spots here with the Islanders and actually pick up a free 3rd round pick. They say yes to that deal. So again, hopefully could get Benak at that spot or Eklund's brother. Now, I would like to get back into the draft here. Luckily, the next 4 picks are all on the block. All right, guys, and next year's the offer, trying to make the Buffalo Sabres to get the 8th overall pick. Alexander Nikishin is being included. 83 overall, 23 years old, high top 4. Also Matt Benning. Somehow Matt Benning has almost the same amount of value, which just doesn't make any sense. Right there, you guys can see Nikishin, and not too far behind him is Matt Benning. He's got more value than Logan Couture, Haltonen, Quentin Musty. Now, my thinking behind trading Nikishin, Mukama Dolin is like right next to him. Nemec is coming up. Kalinen's there. I feel like we're going to end up having, you know, too many right-handed offensive defensemen. So if we can actually get an 8th overall pick for him with Benning, I think that's a steal. See what Buffalo Sabres say. Trades rejected. Okay. I mean, I thought we were getting a pretty good deal there because probably getting an elite player. I would like to hold on to 2nd here to actually be able to get Gabriel Daigle. So if we throw in the 3rd, 82, we just got back, dropping down a round. They say yes. Wow. Okay, so there we go. We got 2 picks now in the top 10. Almost back-to-back, not quite. Look at the top 4 guys. Misa, of course, 1st overall, 81 high elite. Hagens there's a 78 high elite. Petrol there, 82 medium elite power forward. Really good shot on him out of the draft, all 90 plus. Likens there, 80 overall medium elite defenseman. So the Canadians pick, we'll just sim it here. And they take Gleason, 79 overall medium elite. So we can take Benak. I think ideally we get Benak and Eklund in this draft. Again, like worst case, we can grab Gavin, McQueen, or Spence. You probably flip them for Eklund if somehow we don't take him at the 8th overall pick. But we'll take Benak here. 5'8", I don't mind that. 78 medium elite. Let's see. Tons of X factors. 5 X factors out of the draft. Playmaker there, 85 passing. 97 offensive awareness out of the draft. That is ridiculous. And again, he's got all those X factors there. I don't know if he'll make the NHL team the first year, but definitely he'll give it a shot. Breen, 78 medium elite. So Eklund better be elite. I'm going to be so pissed because we know for sure McQueen and Spence are. I'm 99% sure Gavin is. So hopefully Eklund is as well. And he is medium elite. Only a 77. Hopefully those other guys aren't too much higher rated. But playmaker there, I feel like why can't he eventually just, you know, be on a line with his brother. Super, super cool. We'll skip the next few picks. Gavin there's a 77. Eklund's the same. McQueen's a 76. Eklund's better. And then Spence also 77. So yeah, those 2 picks there actually worked out really well for us. And as I mentioned to you guys, we still have our early second round pick, number 36. So I'm hoping Gabriel Daigle is still available, and he is. And I believe he's medium elite potential. Usually ends up being a really good goalie in this. And yeah, oh my gosh, he's actually high elite there. 72 overall, oh my goodness. Early second rounder. Yeah, he should definitely go mid first. I don't know why. Goalies in this game, the value on them doesn't make sense. Whether it be trade value, how many immediately goalies end up being, late steals in the draft. And then Daigle here, 72 overall in the draft, highly potential. You're telling me he can't even go mid first round? That is so crazy, but I mean, I guess just sucks to be the other AI GMs. You go through here the rest of the first round. I'm just wondering any medium elites, but I do not see them. Now, our next pick here, guys, is 112. I'm not really sure if we're going to get any more good picks in this draft, but honestly, I'm already happy. Can take the conservative pick here, Brody Johnson, guaranteed medium top 6 defenseman. Davidson, though, could be medium elite. I mean, I don't think I have anybody pinned. 171. Yeah, we can definitely wait there on Powell. I think just going by scouting, Davidson's got a chance to be medium elite. And he's medium top 6, so like, he's exact same as the save pick would have been. I just sorted by pins, guys. I thought our one guy was ranked 170 something, but I guess he's already gotten taken. Luckily, he was only like a low top 6. At this point, we are really grasping for straws here, just trying to find anybody. Afanasenkov, that is such a hard name to say. I almost want to take him just for that. He's actually supposed to go right around here. Grinder, 52 medium bomb 6. Again, I didn't see much, in terms of our scouting here. We'll make one more pick, then honestly I might just trade away the rest of the picks we still have for next year's draft. Hutchings here has a chance to be medium top 6. We'll try him. And he's also a medium bomb 6. So let's just try and trade for a pick in the future. I'll offer it to Eiserman here, 1 for 1. They say yes. So that's it, guys, for the draft. Again, I think that went really, really well, even though the later draft was not good. We came out with an amazing top 3 picks to build this team around, not to mention all the guys we already have. If we're bad again, we're going to have so many good young players, but honestly, I feel like we already have a good enough core we can actually try to, start competing. Now, we could re-sign HL head coach, associate, and assistant, but the HL team's been kind of crappy, so I'm not actually probably bringing all new guys. As we're at the re-sign phase here with almost 30 million in cap space, and we have, barely anyone to re-sign. That means Island there is actually an 87 now, so tied in rating with Hurdle. Honestly, we might have to keep, Hurdle, Couture, and Ever Vlasic just to actually hit the salary cap floor min. Eklund there is up by 1 to an 85. Smith's now an 86. Huge growth for him. Mukamadolin here needs a new contract. I'm sure I'm butchering his name. I don't know why. It's just so hard to say. I feel like there's a lot of syllables, so, bear with me. He wants 5.3 for 6. I mean, we have the money now, so it probably does make sense to sign him longer term. If he takes 5 for 6, I think right now it's an overpay, but in the future it's a good deal. And like I said, we have the money now, so it makes sense to overpay now. LeBanc dropped in rating. That's all right. Same with Palat. Nico Sturm, if he takes a cheap deal, I'd bring him back to 4th line center, $2 million bucks. I feel like, honestly, could probably just call up Bystad to play 4th line center. Weisblatt there, I think, will be in our bomb 6 somewhere. 2 years, you take league min. Honestly, I'm going to take RFA control, so we'll do 3 years. I'll offer him 1.15, see what he says. Henry Thrun here, I don't think we'll make the NHL next season, but he could do it eventually, so we'll qualify for now. Also, guys, looking at goaltenders here, obviously Blackwood got extended. McAnamy, I don't really mind being the backup, depending on the price. He wants 1.15. We could probably sign somebody better, potentially even younger than 26, so I'll let him go, I think. After that, Romanov there, 25.78. I mean, Dobes, 1 overall lower, 1 year younger. Probably makes more sense to actually just have him. I feel like he'll probably end up being the AHL backup, but 2 years there, league min, that's fine. Romanov will just let go. Obviously, Daigle going back to junior, but could be the start of this team very soon. And you never want to see this, guys. Killian, who we just drafted 7th overall, actually dropped in rating from a 79 to a 78. Luckily, he's 19. Maybe he'll actually go to the AHL this season. Might have put him in the NHL too soon, but again, not a good sign. And now Giovanni Smith here, guys, I was actually going to let go. Then I took a look at his stats. He was a +5 last season. Played on our 4th line, one of the bottom 5 teams in the league. So apparently he's doing something right. Honestly, for that cheap a deal, yeah, why not bring him back? And now Adam Benak here, guys, we just drafted 6th overall. Roll their minor scoring forward. I'm going to just leave him in Europe or wherever he is right now. I think the same goes as well for Eklund. He was in Sweden. Definitely just going to leave him there another year before we sign. Hopefully they both grow a ton in their draft +1 season. Even Robbins here actually put in the NHL and he dropped in rating. So I guess if they just don't play well in the NHL, even though they're up there, they're not going to get that growth. And look at this guy. Smith actually rejected the offer. Wasn't happy with the team's success. I could give him an extra 100K. Dobbs said yes. I think everyone else is pretty much just AHL signings. Or actually, sorry, Muhammad Alin, of course, we gave like $5 million to. So aside from him, just all AHL players, we're still going to have about $25 million in salary cap space. You could definitely sign one or even two big name free agents. Like I mentioned, we'll give Smith an extra $100K there just because he was a +5 on the 4th line. Still says no. All right, you know what? Fair enough. We'll let him go to free agency, try and sign with a better team. All right, guys, so here you go. Time for free agency. Who can we spend all this money on? Mikko Rantanen. Honestly, he's a guy I almost never get in franchise. He usually doesn't become available. 28 years old, is a little bit older, but I said how we needed a sniper. He's one of the best in the NHL. 96 overall. He had 110 points last year. Player type's actually power forward, not sniper, but I mean, you look at his shot there. His puck skills are basically perfect as well. 99 offensive awareness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Teravainen wants 8.8 as an 84. Did he end up playing last year? I'm curious. He did not. Asked for way too much money. Didn't even get signed. Now he's dropped in rating. He's still asking for a ton. I wonder, did the same thing happen to Sam Reinhart? Yep. It sat out all year. That is so funny. We definitely should have signed those guys. I don't think I really saw any comments saying whether I should or shouldn't, though. So I decided, might as well not sign them. That way we have better odds of picking high. Although, could have probably flipped them for some pretty good assets. And look at this, guys. You sorted by overall there. No one's even close to Rantanen. We have $25 million. How many other teams could even... He could be the only guy we signed and be worth it. I'm trying to think. Do we have the cap space? I feel like we do, because this year Edward Black's gone. The next year Couture's gone. So in 2 years, we get literally $15 million freed up. That can just go right to Rantanen. 15.5 for 7 years. You're not going to get a better player than this. Make that offer. Hopefully the fact that the Avs just won their 2nd Stanley Cup in the last 4 years, he doesn't really care about winning anymore. He just wants to get paid. We're offering him the most money. Now we take a look at goalies. As I mentioned, could use an NHL backup. Also could use an AHL backup. Frank, who's there 82, wants league min. He could take some starts from Blackwood. That'd be my only concern. But, I mean, maybe we sign him. Maybe him and Rantanen are buddies. Actually, Cal Klang. Are you kidding me? Why are the Penguins not signing this guy? 2380 medium starter. He's our NHL backup. He's younger. He's going to grow. Doesn't make any sense. He wants, like, no money, too. Give him 3 years there at 900K. And next year, guys, taking a look at two-way goalies. So, Chrono, of course, we let go. He's actually, like, the best one there. I guess Rimpinen, though, 1969. To be an AHL backup, he's got the potential. Was a Ducks draft pick. I'll give him an offer here. Also, to take a look at two-way skaters here. Could probably use a couple AHL forwards. Nikita Nestorenko, 2378 medium top 9. Pretty good offensive stats. I'll definitely throw an offer his way. 2 years, 900K. Now, I was thinking about making some other contract offers, guys, but honestly, I feel like we should wait till we hear what Rantanen says, because if he agrees to join our team, at that point, we're no longer a rebuilder. Like, I think Rantanen's too good a player on his own. Might as well go and sign a couple extra guys with their $10 million, try and actually make a playoff push. If he says no, then we can just sign, like, whoever to trade the deadline, try and tank again this season. We'll have to wait and see. So, Rimpin in there, the AHL goalie said yes. And there we go, guys. Cal Klang said yes. He'll be the NHL backup this year behind Blackwood. Nestorenko should help with the AHL team. Still waiting to hear back from Rantanen. Beaulieu there. He's a new scout. He actually had A- overall. Schwartz there, new AHL associate coach. And Nystrom, new AHL assistant coach. They are really dragging this out. Mikko Rantanen, newest member of the San Jose Sharks. Let's go. So, yeah, truly hovered by the cash offer. I feel like probably no other team had the $25 million sitting around to actually pay him. And again, I feel like even in real life, if a guy wins 2 Stanley Cups the last 4 years, he's probably good to just cash in on that money. So we still got $10 million here. I was actually going to make an offer on Sam Reinhart just because I felt bad. He didn't get to play hockey last year, but it looks like somebody already signed him. He actually had a pretty reasonable ask, unlike Teravainen. But I don't see Teravainen here, so I think someone paid Teravainen $8 million, which is kind of crazy. Reinhart was asking for like $5.75. You guys can see Granlund there asking for 4.7 after we trade him away. That's kind of nuts. Tarasenko did go to free agency. You got Jamie Benn there. Brody, definitely some options. Brian Dumoulin, if we just want to have like kind of a defensive option. 90D awareness. Honestly, wouldn't be terrible. Our defense last year was not the problem. It was the offense. We could not score. So I could bring in a guy like Max Pacioretty on the cheap. 36 years old there, 85 overall. He'll probably drop in rating after I sign him, but for 3.75, it's really pretty low risk. We'll see what he says. I feel like he's just kind of this year's version of Tarasenko. Just, again, you look at Tarasenko's ass, costing less money. Now, defensively, we could use a 6 defenseman. Brody wants 4.8. Dumoulin, 3.1. Still try not to spend too much money if we don't have to. We can retain on one guy at the deadline this year, which is nice. So, Dumoulin, I'll do a 1 year. I'll do a 3.5. Again, if we're not good, just trade these guys away. Wow, look at this, guys. Big summer trade. Philadelphia getting Nick Schmaltz. Arizona gets a 2nd. Justin Schultz, I believe that is, and a 3rd. Just got a couple more A scouts, actually. AHL head coach rejected, not a good enough roster. Honestly, they should be a lot better this year. Let's take a look. Another A- scout, that's huge. And Brian Dumoulin said yes. Still need to hear back from Pacioretty. And he does say yes too. So I think, with some younger players growing, we should be at least, on the cusp of a playoff spot this season. Now, I was actually just looking at the contracts, guys. Olsen here is now 71 overall with high star potential. I think it makes more sense for him to be the AHL backup than Rimpinen. Now, luckily, we got him for free, so him being a third string or whatever shouldn't really matter, but Olsen here will get signed. And next year, guys, making a small signing. Going to try and get Radek Faksa. I'll offer 1.5 for 2 years. I'm thinking he'll replace Nico Sturm as the fourth line center. He got quick draw as well. Really good defensive stats there, honestly. Like 90 stick check, 87D awareness. The physical's 4 stars. Should be a decent fit. Also, guys, I see Matt Martin's available. 36 years old now. Wants league man. He's got bouncer and truculence X factors. Defensive stats are okay. It's the physical there, 5 stars. Maybe he can be on the ice, defend our young guys. Eklund, Smith. We'll offer a 1-year league man. Honestly, there might be a spot for him on the 4th line. It probably makes more sense than, our high-end AHL players. And Vaxa, they rejected, decided to go with the San Diego Gulls, or I'm guessing that's the Ducks, but apparently they've already got him, penciled in the AHL. Matt Martin, though, did join our team, so that's good at least. Now, instead of Vaxa, guys, I could have Logan O'Connor to the defense. I just want somebody solid defensively. He's got 87D awareness, 89 stick check, decent skater. I think, 1 year, 1.5 million. Again, I feel like after signing Rantanen, we're just not going to be bad enough to get, first overall and grab McKenna, so might as well try and be decent. O'Connor does say yes. And I'm trying to make a trade, you guys, the Nashville Predators to get Fedor Svechkov. Solid young player, 79 overall at 22, medium toxic potential. The main reason I want him is the 4-star defense there. I feel like he's going to end up having 90 plus everything. He's already got 92 faceoffs. The physical is quite low, only 2 stars, but I think that's okay. I'm actually offering up Andre Palat, $6 million for the next 2 years. Doesn't really have a spot on the team right now. We just came back as a cap dump in the Nemitz trade. Omen there, high fringe starter goalie. We've got a lot of better goalie prospects. 6th rounder this year, 3rd the year after that. They want everything. The Val's on our side. They might go for this. Trades accepted. I actually did not think they were going to do that because Palat's got a pretty bad contract, but I did see they had a ton of cap space. So now we've got even more. If we are competing at the deadline, we have the flexibility there to add some guys. And now Gawank here, guys, just offered $1.2 million for 2 years by the Blues. He's a 79, so I'm just going to let them have him. So I just set the lines for next year, guys. I had a few extra AHL players here I don't think I need. Peterson's 26. Constantini there, only a 73 at 23. Martin Cott as well, didn't really turn into anything for us. So trying to get a 4th round pick back from the Flames for these guys. They say yes. And now the Pittsburgh Penguins just made us a pretty good offer. Ryan Graves, a 3rd and a 4th for LeBanc and a 4th. The thing is, our defense isn't that bad, and Graves there signed for 4 more years. LeBanc's done after this one. I think we definitely have some young players that could replace him, so I think I'm going to say no, although it's not a bad offer. And so next, you guys, I'll show you what those lines look like for this season. As I mentioned, try to get the team a bit better. Hopefully, we can compete for a playoff spot here. So the first line's looking nasty. Thomas Hertl, Will Smith, and Mikko Rantanen getting a +5 again. Rantanen there, I think, is really going to turn this team around. Second line, Zetterlund's now an 88. Got a few X factors too. Playing with Eklund and Pacioretty. Third line's LeBanc, Couture, who's down to an 83, but still the captain. Ozzy Weisblood up to an 84. The 4th line there is brand new, and I think it looks solid. Logan O'Connor, Fedor Svechkov, Matt Martin. In terms of the defense, we still have Ferraro, Addison on the top pair. We then have Mokama Dolin and Dumoulin on the second pairing, with Kalinin and Nemec on the bottom. Hopefully, Kalinin playing less minutes will actually help his growth. Same goes for Nemec. They both have role their top 6. And with them both having medium potential, I really do think this could be our future top pair in the next, couple seasons. Goaltending, Blackwood starting still. Playing though, it's now the same rating, 82 overall. Looking at his poise though, it's only 70, Blackwood 83. Definitely makes more sense for him to start. AHL-wise, you got Dobes there starting, Olsen backing him up. You look at the AHL forwards here. They're actually a lot better. I think AHL team, especially with all that new coaching staff, could make the playoffs. So Philip Bystedt here's an 81. He's actually got a role there with 3rd line checking forward. Unfortunately, nowhere for him to go. The one option, I guess, would be to trade away LeBanc and then have him fill that spot, 3rd line left wing, which honestly, maybe I'll do as long as we're above the salary cap floor minimum. If we're not, I'll just make sure we get, into the season. That way, it won't affect our contracts. With him, you got Thomas Bordelot. Didn't have a great season last year playing that 3rd line spot. So as you go back to the AHL, maybe season a bit, hopefully get up to an 80. Jakub also in that 1st line as the captain. You got Maggio, Nestorenko, Haltonen, Musty, the other Jack Hughes, Brendan Coe, Robbins, Lund, Luke Tuck. Defensively, Marko Vlasic actually had to send down to the AHL. He didn't make the NHL team. He's 38 now. I didn't feel too bad about it. He's still making, $7 million playing down in the A. He's paired up with Henry Thrun. You got Havlid there, Ohotyuk, Fisher, LaRock, filling out the rest of the defense. Now, with Vlasic going down to the AHL, that meant I had an open alternate captain spot. I feel like no surprise here. I gave that to Rantanen. I mean, him signing with us, I think, on its own is going to like change the culture of this team. At least that's what we're hoping for. If we end up being really bad again, we do still have some guys we can trade away, but I don't think, that's going to be the case. I don't think we're going to win the Stanley Cup, but I think we are definitely going to be a competitive team. So you look at the ratings here, guys. We've got 92 offense, 88 defense, 84 goaltending. Next year should definitely be an interesting one. If you guys enjoyed this one, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.